In the heart of the world's highest peaks, where the skies seem endless and the mountains stand as timeless sentinels, lies a way of life untouched by the rush of modernity. This is the world of Tibetan nomads, a people who carry the wisdom of centuries on their shoulders. Their journey is not just one of survival, but a spiritual path deeply rooted in the teachings of Buddhism and the profound connection to their land. For generations, these resilient people have roamed the vast plateaus of the Himalayas, herding yaks and living in harmony with one of the planet's harshest environments. Their lives are shaped by an unwavering belief in the sacredness of nature and the Buddhist principles of compassion, impermanence, and simplicity. Every sunrise, every breath of icy wind, every prayer flag fluttering in the breeze is a reminder of their connection to something greater. But Tibetan nomads are more than keepers of tradition. They are living history. Their stories, passed down orally, are woven with tales of Tibetan kings, the rise of Buddhism in this mystical land, and the legacy of the Dalai Lamas. Their existence is a testament to the enduring spirit of Tibet's cultural identity. Why do they choose this path against the odds? It's not just about preserving the past. It's about embracing a sacred way of life that offers meaning in a transient world. It's about faith in the Buddha's teachings and the wisdom found in simplicity, even as the modern world encroaches on their ancestral lands. As we delve deeper into their lives, we'll uncover not just the history of Tibet, but the heart of a people who have turned the harshness of their environment into a canvas of spiritual strength. Through their struggles and joys, they remind us of the enduring power of culture, spirituality, and the human spirit. Join us on this journey into the soul of Tibetan history, a journey into a life where every step resonates with ancient wisdom and every moment holds the echoes of a timeless truth. The story of Tibetan nomads is a living thread woven into the vast tapestry of Tibetan history. It is a tale of resilience, devotion, and the enduring bond between humanity and the natural world. Their way of life stretches back thousands of years, shaped by the unyielding landscapes of the Tibetan Plateau and the spiritual wisdom that flows through this sacred land. In this high-altitude wilderness, where icy winds carve valleys and the air is thin with altitude, Tibetan nomads carved out a life that defies the odds. They didn't merely survive, they thrived, turning one of the most unforgiving terrains on Earth into a home. Their journey reflects the profound interplay between survival and spirituality, guided by the teachings of Buddhism and a deep reverence for nature. Every aspect of their lives is imbued with purpose. Their herds of yaks are more than a livelihood. They are the lifeblood of their culture, providing milk, meat, and wool for survival. But beyond practicality, the nomads see these animals as sacred beings, deserving of care and respect. Their tents, known as ba, are sanctuaries of warmth and simplicity, where prayers are whispered, and the stories of Tibetan kings and Buddhist saints are passed from one generation to the next. This ancient lifestyle is deeply intertwined with the history of Tibet itself. It echoes the rise of Buddhism in the region, the teachings of the great Padmasambhava, and the wisdom of the Dalai Lamas. Through centuries of change and challenge, Tibetan nomads have held steadfast to their faith, embodying the principles of compassion and impermanence in their daily lives. But how did they adapt to such a harsh environment? And what can their journey teach us? Their ingenuity lies in their ability to find balance, harmony with the land, with their animals, and with the spiritual truths that guide them. They remind us that endurance is not just about strength, but about connection, humility, and a profound understanding of our place in the universe. As we explore their story, we uncover not just the heart of Tibetan history, but the soul of a people who live as guardians of an ancient wisdom. In their footsteps, we find lessons in faith, perseverance, and the power of the human spirit to thrive even in the face of adversity. This is not just their story. It is a legacy that calls to all of us to honor the timeless truths that shape our shared humanity. For Tibetan nomads, spirituality is not a separate part of life. It is the essence of their existence. Every action, every breath, every step across the vast Tibetan plateau is imbued with a sacred purpose. Tibetan Buddhism is the cornerstone of their culture, guiding their choices and nurturing a profound connection to the natural world around them. the quiet mornings, as the sun rises over the snow-capped peaks, prayer flags flutter in the wind. Each flag carries ancient mantras, sending prayers of compassion, peace, and healing out into the universe. These colorful symbols are more than decorations. They are living expressions of faith, bridging the earthly and the divine. The nomads' journeys, often long and arduous, are punctuated by the soft murmur of mantras. These sacred chants are not just words, they are a lifeline, offering strength and solace as they traverse rugged landscapes. The turning of a prayer wheel, the recitation of Om Mani Padme Hum, and the reverent bows before stupas are daily acts of devotion, grounding them in the teachings of the Buddha. Their connection to nature is deeply spiritual. To the nomads, the mountains are not just towering peaks, they are the abodes of deities. The rivers are sacred lifelines, flowing with the energy of life itself. Even the yaks they tend are seen as companions on the path, deserving of care and respect. This harmonious relationship with the natural world reflects the Buddhist principle of interdependence, that all beings are connected, and that compassion must extend to all. Tibetan nomads' faith is also a source of resilience. In the face of harsh winters, unpredictable weather, and the challenges of modern encroachment, it is their spirituality that sustains them. It provides hope and meaning, reminding them that life's difficulties are part of a greater journey toward enlightenment. As we delve into their lives, we see how Tibetan history and Buddhism are intertwined in their daily existence. The teachings of the great lamas and the echoes of sacred texts are alive in their every action. Their way of life is a testament to the power of faith, not as a distant ideal, but as a lived experience that shapes and uplifts them, even in the most challenging circumstances. Through the lens of their spirituality, we uncover not only the heart of Tibetan nomadic culture, but also universal truths about resilience, harmony, and the sacredness of life. In their faith, we find a profound lesson that spirituality is not something we practice, it is something we live. How do Tibetan nomads not only survive but thrive in a land where the thin air bites and the earth offers little for comfort? Their story is one of extraordinary resilience, ingenuity, and a profound connection to their environment, a testament to a way of life forged over centuries in harmony with the natural world. In the vast, high-altitude plains of the Tibetan Plateau, where temperatures plunge and resources are scarce, Tibetan nomads have mastered the art of adaptation. Their portable yak hair tents, known as bia, are marvels of sustainable living. These tents are lightweight yet durable, capable of withstanding the fierce winds and heavy snows of the plateau. Hand-woven from the wool of their yaks, they are not only practical but deeply symbolic, reflecting a self-reliant lifestyle that depends on the gifts of the land. The yak, a revered animal in Tibetan culture, is the cornerstone of their existence. Every part of the yak is utilized with care and respect. Its milk is turned into butter and cheese, essential sources of nourishment in a land where crops are scarce. Its wool provides warmth in the biting cold, while its meat sustains families during harsh winters. Even its dung is collected and dried, used as fuel to heat their tents and cook their meals, a vital resource in a treeless landscape. But their ingenuity extends beyond physical survival. Tibetan nomads have a remarkable understanding of the delicate balance of their environment. They move seasonally, guiding their herds to pastures that can sustain them without overgrazing the fragile grasslands. This practice reflects a profound respect for the land and an awareness of its limits, a principle deeply rooted in Buddhist teachings of interdependence and stewardship. Trade is another lifeline for these communities. With yak caravans, they traverse mountain passes to exchange goods like salt, wool, and dairy products for grains, tea, and other necessities. These journeys are arduous, but they foster connections with other communities, creating a network of mutual support that has sustained Tibetan nomads for generations. What can we learn from their way of life? Their adaptability is not just about survival, it is about thriving within the constraints of their environment. It is about living with intention, using resources wisely, and respecting the delicate web of life that sustains them. As we explore the lives of Tibetan nomads, we uncover more than just an ancient way of life. We find lessons in sustainable living, resilience, and a harmony that resonates deeply with the teachings of Tibetan Buddhism. Their story is a living chapter of Tibetan history, a testament to the strength of the human spirit and the wisdom of those who have learned to thrive in the harshest of conditions. The ancient traditions of Tibetan nomads, guardians of a culture shaped by millennia of wisdom, now face challenges that threaten their very existence. Modernization, climate change, and political pressures have converged on the Tibetan Plateau, placing their way of life in jeopardy. Yet even amid these trials, the nomads display resilience and ingenuity, finding ways to protect their heritage while adapting to an uncertain future. Modernization brings roads, infrastructure, and technology that promise convenience, but also disrupt a delicate balance. The encroachment of urbanization on their grazing lands and the push for settlement programs challenge the nomads' traditional mobility, which is crucial for maintaining the health of the grasslands and sustaining their herds. Forced to adapt to new ways of living, many are left to navigate the tension between preserving their culture and embracing modern opportunities. Climate change, too, casts a shadow over their survival. Rising temperatures and unpredictable weather patterns are altering the fragile ecosystem of the plateau. Grasslands are drying, water sources are shrinking, and the once reliable rhythms of nature are becoming erratic. For communities whose lives depend on the land, these changes are more than an inconvenience. They are a matter of survival. Political pressures add yet another layer of complexity. Policies that regulate land use and cultural expression often leave nomadic communities struggling to assert their rights. These challenges threaten not only their way of life, but also the preservation of Tibetan history and the spiritual traditions they embody. Despite these immense challenges, Tibetan nomads are not passive victims. They are active stewards of their heritage. Communities are finding creative ways to adapt while holding on to their identity. Some are leveraging education to advocate for their rights, ensuring the next generation is equipped to navigate a changing world. Others are incorporating sustainable practices to combat the effects of climate change, blending ancient wisdom with modern solutions. As global citizens, how can we support them? By learning about their struggles and amplifying their voices, we can raise awareness of the challenges they face. Supporting initiatives that promote sustainable development and cultural preservation can make a tangible difference. And perhaps most importantly, recognizing the value of their way of life reminds us of the wisdom they carry, wisdom that teaches harmony with nature, resilience in adversity, and the interconnectedness of all life. The story of Tibetan nomads is not just theirs, it is a shared legacy, a vital chapter in Tibetan history, and a source of inspiration for a world that often forgets the importance of living in balance with the earth. Let us walk with them, learn from them, and help ensure that their culture thrives for generations to come. During our journey into the lives of Tibetan nomads, we have uncovered stories that reveal not just their resilience, but their deep humanity. These stories, often simple yet profound, illuminate the universal struggle to balance the traditions of the past with the conveniences and promises of modern life. In one family's story, we find echoes of a challenge that resonates far beyond the Tibetan plateau, a challenge that speaks to us all about finding balance and purpose. This family, like many others, has lived for generations as nomads, following the rhythms of the land and the teachings of Tibetan Buddhism. Their days are shaped by the care of their yaks, the sacred recitation of mantras, and the seasonal migrations that have defined their culture for centuries. But the world around them is changing. The lure of city life, with its modern schools, technology, and perceived opportunities tugs at the younger generation, while the elders strive to hold on to the practices that have sustained them. For the parents, the tension is palpable. They dream of giving their children a future where education opens doors, yet they fear the loss of the values and traditions that have been passed down through the ages. For the children, the bright lights of modernity seem enticing, but the pull of the land and the wisdom of their ancestors is undeniable. It is a struggle between two worlds, the ancient and the contemporary, the spiritual and the material. In their story, we see not only the challenges facing Tibetan nomads, but also lessons that speak to us all. Their way of life, though tested, reminds us of the importance of staying connected to our roots. It shows us that progress doesn't have to mean abandoning tradition, and that true purpose often lies in balancing the wisdom of the past with the opportunities of the future. As we reflect on their journey, we are reminded of the broader teachings of Tibetan Buddhism, that impermanence is a natural part of life, that compassion must guide our actions, and that finding harmony within ourselves and the world around us is the key to lasting fulfillment. Their struggle is not just a story of survival, it is a story of hope. It is a testament to the strength of human spirit and the enduring power of culture. As we share their lives with you, we invite you to reflect on your own. What can we learn from their courage? How can we, too, honor the past while embracing the future? In their story lies a timeless truth, that the search for balance and purpose is a journey we all share, no matter where we call home. What can we, in our fast-paced, technology-driven world, learn from the lives of Tibetan nomads? Their story is more than an account of survival. It is a profound reminder of values that many of us seek in our quest for balance and meaning. Simplicity, resilience, and a deep respect for nature lie at the heart of their way of life, qualities that resonate with our modern pursuit of sustainable living. Tibetan nomads live with an intentional simplicity that might seem foreign to many of us, yet holds timeless wisdom. Their needs are met through careful use of the resources around them, from the yak wool that provides warmth to the prayer flags that carry their hopes into the wind. They remind us that fulfillment doesn't come from excess, but from appreciating the essentials and finding joy in what we have. Resilience is another defining trait of their existence. Living in one of the world's harshest environments, they have learned to adapt to the rhythms of nature rather than attempting to conquer it. Their seasonal migrations ensure the health of the land, their animals, and their families. They face challenges, harsh winters, scarce resources, and the pressures of modernization, with a quiet strength rooted in their faith and traditions. Perhaps most striking is their profound respect for nature. For Tibetan nomads, the mountains, rivers, and skies are not just backdrops to life, but sacred entities intertwined with their spirituality. They live in harmony with the earth, understanding that their survival depends on the health of the ecosystem. This perspective offers a stark contrast to the extractive mindset that dominates much of modern life. How can we incorporate these lessons into our own lives? We can start by rethinking our relationship with the natural world, seeing it not as a resource to exploit but as a partner to nurture. We can embrace simplicity, focusing on what truly matters and minimizing waste. And we can cultivate resilience, learning to adapt to challenges with grace and determination. The lives of Tibetan nomads, rooted in history and guided by the teachings of Buddhism, hold valuable insights for us all. In their quiet, enduring way, they teach us that a life of balance, one that honors the past, respects the present, and looks to the future, is not only possible but essential. By adopting even a fraction of their practices and perspectives, we might find solutions to our own challenges and take a step closer to living in harmony with the world around us. As we reach the end of this journey into the lives of Tibetan nomads, one truth stands out. They are far more than keepers of an ancient way of life. They are a living testament to the strength of the human spirit, the resilience of a culture deeply rooted in history, and the timeless beauty of diversity in our shared human story. The Tibetan nomads remind us of what it means to live in harmony with the world. Their traditions, guided by the wisdom of Tibetan Buddhism, teach compassion, humility, and a profound respect for the interconnectedness of all life. Each step they take across the vast plateaus is a step in a dance with nature, a reflection of centuries of balance between humanity and the earth. Their lives are a bridge between the past and the present, showing us how ancient wisdom can offer answers to modern challenges. In their simplicity, we find lessons on sustainability. In their resilience, we see hope for navigating our own struggles. In their faith, we are reminded of the strength found in community, spirituality, and purpose. But this way of life, as timeless and vital as it is, stands at a crossroads. Modernization, climate change, and political pressures threaten to erode their traditions. The Tibetan nomad story is not just theirs. It is a part of Tibetan history, a piece of global heritage that belongs to all of us. If this video has moved you, Let it be the beginning of action. Consider supporting organizations that work to preserve Tibetan culture and empower nomadic communities. Share their story with others, helping to amplify their voice in a world that sometimes forgets the quiet wisdom of ancient cultures. Every effort, no matter how small, contributes to ensuring that this invaluable legacy continues to inspire future generations. Together, we can honor the Tibetan nomads and their enduring spirit. By learning from their lives and supporting their journey, we carry forward a message of compassion, resilience, and hope, a message that reminds us of our shared humanity and the need to protect the cultural threads that weave our global story. Let this be more than a conclusion. Let it be a call to celebrate and safeguard the beauty of the Tibetan nomads and their place in history.